You know that feeling, right? That intense craving or emotion that just hits you out of nowhere and feels like it's gonna pull you under. But what if you didn't have to fight it? What if there was another way? Today, we're gonna break down a really cool mindfulness technique for not just surviving those moments, but actually learning how to, well, master them. I mean, we've all been there. 1 minute, you're totally fine, and the next, bam, you're hit with this urge that feels less like a suggestion and more like a direct command you have to obey right now. It can feel like you've just lost all control, like you're caught in this invisible current you just can't escape. And you know what that looks like in real life. It's that twitchy, compulsive need to just check your phone, or that sudden, overwhelming craving for a snack you're not even hungry for. Maybe it's that flash of anger that feels impossible to hold back, or that familiar wave of anxiety that just makes you want to hide. These aren't just abstract things. For a lot of us, they're daily battles. So, what if we could just reframe the whole battle? What if, instead of trying to fight these feelings head on, we learned how to ride them? That's the big idea we're digging into today, learning to treat our emotions not as our bosses, but just as waves. The technique is actually called emotional urge surfing, and it's all about using mindfulness to totally change our relationship with these intense feelings. See, the goal isn't to stop the feeling, it's to stay balanced on top of it, like a surfer, until it naturally passes on its own. And just look at the difference here. Our normal instinct is to either fight an urge with everything we've got, which is exhausting, or to just give in immediately to make it go away. Both are a struggle. But the surfing approach, it's completely different. It's about observing, breathing, and waiting. It's this incredible shift from panic to patience. And this quote really gets to the heart of why we usually panic. As that wave of emotion starts to rise, we tell ourselves this story that it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger forever, unless we do something about it. We imagine this wave is going to turn into a tsunami. But here's the thing. What if that core belief is just wrong? Because here's the secret. Just like a real wave in the ocean, every single urge has a natural life cycle. It starts small, it builds up to a peak. That's that moment of maximum intensity. And then, and this is the crucial part, it always falls. It recedes all on its own. The most important thing to get is this. The wave is going to break whether you act on it or not. Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we get on the surfboard, so to speak? Well, the technique itself is actually a super simple, actionable method you can use literally anytime, anywhere. It really just boils down to these 3 steps. First, you observe. You become kind of like a scientist of your own body. Where is this feeling? Is it a tightness in your chest, a fluttering in your stomach, a restlessness in your hands? Just notice it. Second, you breathe. Not to push the feeling away, but to give yourself an anchor as it moves through you. And third, you wait. You just trust the process. You patiently allow that wave to do its thing and complete its natural cycle. Okay, theory is great, but the best way to really get this is to feel it. So let's do a quick walkthrough of how you'd put this into practice. Don't worry about doing it perfectly, just kind of absorb the steps. So you'd start by just finding a comfortable spot, maybe sitting or lying down, and then you can gently close your eyes, or if you prefer, just soften your gaze. This just helps tune out any distractions. And as you get settled, you just bring this key idea to mind. Whatever you're feeling right now, it's temporary. It's like a visitor, not a permanent resident. It will pass. Your first move is to just become an observer of your own mind. You just watch the thoughts, the words, the images as they float by. No need to grab onto them, no need to judge them, just watch. From there, you gently shift your attention over to the physical sensation of your breath. This is your anchor. This is what keeps you grounded while the storm passes. A really simple and powerful way to breathe is to just inhale steadily for about a count of 4. Then gently hold that breath at the top for another 4 counts. And then, and this is the most important part, you exhale slowly for a longer count, maybe 6 or even more. That long exhale is what physically tells your nervous system that it's safe to calm down. And as you're breathing like this, you just keep reminding yourself of the real goal here. You're not trying to force the urge to go away. You're simply accepting its presence, allowing it to be there, and knowing that you are separate from it. And after a few rounds of this focused breathing and acceptance, you just let go of controlling the breath and allow it to go back to its natural rhythm. And really, that's the whole practice right there. So that's the practice. That's how you ride a wave. Now, as we wrap up, let's just reflect for a second on what that means and why it actually matters so much. Before you click away, just take one more moment. Do a quick scan of your body, even just from hearing about this. Notice if anything has shifted. Do you feel any different? There's no right or wrong answer here. It's just about simple, curious observation. Because this is the real payoff. When you practice this, you prove to yourself over and over that these huge feelings are temporary. You start to build this real confidence that you can handle discomfort instead of running from it. And that gives you the space to actually choose your response instead of just reacting on autopilot. You learn that you can always make it back to shore. So, I guess the ultimate takeaway is this. Life is always going to have waves. There will always be urges, anxieties, cravings. We can't stop them from coming. But what we can do is stop being so powerless against them. We can learn how to surf. You've now got a new tool for navigating your own inner ocean.